August the 5th, docks and knotgrasses. Various docks and their hybrids, rumex species, stand out much more this month as they mature and start to show off their often rusty-coloured masses of seeds. There are in the region of 32 different species in London, found in a variety of habitats such as waste areas, disturbed ground, woods and beside water. To identify them, it is worth noting their size, leaf shape and any warts found on their fruits. The warts tend to be more visible now, making it a good time to get to know the group better. The most familiar and common is the broadleaf dock, Rumex obtusifolius, known to many for its use in treating nettle stings. The leaves are rubbed in the affected areas, neutralizing the formic acid which causes the sting. The very large leaves with blunt ends are too coarse to be enjoyed by cattle, which is another reason they are seen everywhere, as well as them having a 6-month flowering period. The curled dock, Rumex crispus, is only a little less common. Like many docks, it thrives on disturbed ground. Curled refers to the wavy edges of its leaves, which makes it easier than most to recognize. Probably the third most common dock is the red vein dock, Rumex sanguineus. This one is identified by its red or purple stem and leaf veins. It tends to be found in areas of rough grass. When cut, it issues a blood-coloured juice, which in the good tradition of the doctrine of signatures meant that it was likely to have been used to staunch wounds. Another close relation is the wood dock, Rumex sanguineus variety viridis. This is likely to be the only dock that you find in local woods, although sharp dock, Rumex conglomeratus, may occur if the wood is a damp one. A number of other docks prefer living beside or near water. Good places to look for these are Surrey Docks, Hampton Court, Hamlands and Thamesmead. The great water dock, Rumex hydrolapathum, tends to grow in the west of London. It's a large plant with long leaves that used to be used to clean teeth. The patience or fiddle dock, Rumex patientia, is a large alien dock. It prefers riverbanks and at one time was even grown as a vegetable. Its popularity may have deteriorated, with it also being a competent laxative. The old dish of boiled beef and sour docks refers to the sour-tasting sorrel, Rumex acetosa. Another striking tall alien dock seen along the banks of the Thames is the Greek dock, Rumex cristatus. If a dock is seen with golden yellow leaves, it may well be the rare golden dock, Rumex maritimus, and if one has very wasted leaves, it is likely to be the fiddle dock, Rumex pulcher. The latter shows an odd preference for churchyards. This is also a time when Polygonum species, particularly redshanks, Polygonum persicaria, water pepper, Polygonum hydropiper, and various other knotgrasses tend to be noticed more. One attractive member of the group, bistort, Polygonum bistorta, was seen earlier in the spring, but most of the others come into fire now. Redshanks, or persicaria as it is often called, is very common and easily recognized by the large black spots on its leaves. These were originally attributed, like so many other plants, to spots of Christ's blood that had fallen from the cross. Water pepper tends to get noticed for its unusual habit of growing in dried up puddles along paths in woodland. It is famous for its fiery pepper taste when a little is nibbled and placed on the tip of the tongue. The very similar looking Polygonum mighty has not got this peppery character and so goes under the unfortunate name of the tasteless water pepper. If a more prostrate Polygonum species is found, it may well be the rare small water pepper, Polygonum minus. A pink-flowered species seen floating in water is likely to be amphibious bistor, Persicaria amphibia. This exists in two forms, one which is perfectly happy to live on land, and the other which is much happier living in water. An even paler pink flower may indicate pale Persicaria, Polygonum lapathifolia, which is almost as common as redshanks in our area. There are many other native Polygonum species which tend, on the whole, to be more vibrant reds and pinks. With gardeners selecting the colours, it's no surprise they have found their way into our gardens. However, being inherently invasive, they can quickly take over. The word Polygonum means many knees, and the group we call knotgrasses illustrate this by producing their flowers along their stems, which have many swollen joints. Knotgrasses have small flowers that vary from reddish pink to purple or white. The two most likely to be seen are the prostrate knotgrass, Polygonum aviculare, which has no petals, but green, white, purple, and pink sepals, and the equal-leaved knotweed, Polygonum arenastrum, which tends to be green, white, and pink. Any found at the edges of fields could be the cornfield knotgrass, Polygonum rurivagum, which flowers are more crimson in colour. The seeds of the whole group are highly nutritious and sought after by birds. They were also an important food for Neolithic man. There are one or two closely related twining species that tend to cause problems. Black bindweed, Fallopoia convolvulus, is a particularly troublesome weed in gardens, and the Russian vine, Fallopoia baldschuanica, can quickly grow to an astonishing 45 meters in length. This has meant it has become a common sight for rail commuters along miles of railway embankments. Lastly, there is the most hated plant in London, Japanese knotweed, Fallopoia japonica. Although it only arrived from China in 1900, it has already managed to march across the whole of London. It has a more beautiful and less troublesome hybrid with the Russian vine, which can be found on Railway Fields Nature Reserve in Haringey. Finally, a more loved but less often seen relation is buckwheat, Phagopyrum esculentum. The seeds of this plant are made into the nutty tasting flour used in Breton pancakes and Russian blinis. For this reason, it was once grown as a crop, but now only tends to occur where birdseed has been discarded.